Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's well this morning. Let's see, we will get started, I guess, when courtroom 2 comes online.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Officer Milton. How are you today?
I am well. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Let's see. We don't have courtroom 2 online as of yet. As soon as
We're
they come.
going we're going first since I only have one because I have at 9:30 I have to report to Judge Cox.
Okay. Well, the attorneys are in courtroom 2, I believe.
Oh,
Good morning, Ms. Vigiletti.
Good morning, Judge.
Let's see, at ACDC, is this your client?
It is. This is Miss Rainey.
Okay, this is the only one that we have at ACDC. So what position is she?
number
Position
9. Number 9, Your Honor.
I believe she's position 26.
Or 26?
Yes, and it's going to be a waiver and a bond request.
Yes, Judge.
Let's see. Good morning, Mr. Rhodes. Hope you're well today.
Good morning. Thank you. You as well, Judge.
Thank you. Let's see. Good morning, Ms. Rainey. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Thank-
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning. Thank you, Ms. Rainey. Let's see. What is the current bond?
So on this case, Your Honor, her bond was revoked when it was moved from a felony to a to state court. I believe because she picked up a new simple battery charge, on which Your Honor gave her a signature bond on, last week, May 6th.
Okay, and so this case has been reduced to a misdemeanor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what is the history? Let's see, who do we have on? Do we have anyone on from pretrial as of yet? Now, do you have the history, Mr. Rhodes?
I'm pulling it up now, Your Honor.
Okay. So if, when you get I'll need the history, I don't need the facts.
Okay. All right, Your Honor, I am showing. I'm not showing much history. I'm showing the terroristic threats and acts, which is this particular case out of East Point. And I'm also showing the simple battery out of East Point. I don't know if there's an echo. That seems to be a little echo, but I'm only showing those particularly two cycles in terms of a criminal history.
Okay, and we also have a disorderly conduct, simple assault, family violence, that need to have bond considerations for.
That is correct. Cycle 1, I'm showing the terroristic acts as well as the disorderly conduct out of East Point, and then I'm showing the next cycle to be the terroristic acts and disorderly conduct.
Okay.
Maybe the simple battery has not hit yet. The simple assault, family violence has not hit yet. So,
Okay. Can you tell me about the 3 charges that are on the calendar?
this is position number 26.
Yes, Ms. Rainey.
Yeah, as it relates to this particular case, on August 26th of 23, officers were dispatched to 1031 Calhoun Avenue in East Point in regard to a domestic fight. Upon arrival, they made contact with a Miss Felicia Rainey, who was pointing out a black male later identified as Javon Tyson, observed leaving the scene. They encountered Mr. Tyson with a .380 Smith & Wesson handgun, and there was a complaint as a result of him having the handgun. But Felicia Rainey was the complainant and advised that she had a handgun pulled on her. So when they stopped Mr. Tyson and asked what was going on, he advised that Miss Felicia Rainey had pulled a gun on him in front of his children when a verbal altercation occurred inside of the residence. Miss Myosha Rainey walked up visibly upset and began to scream out loud, "Why are you stopping him and talking to him?" I advised Miss Rainey to calm down and stop yelling. Myosha Rainey resides at the address where the officers actually went. Mr. Tyson advised that a verbal altercation transpired between the daughter and mother, and he stated that Felicia Rainey pulled a handgun on Myosha Rainey. Felicia Rainey stated that Myosha Rainey pulled a handgun out on her. So Myosha did not want to give any further information on what happened, and when asked to step aside and talk, Felicia Rainey stated that she did not want her daughter to live with her anymore. Myosha Rainey walked off and continued to scream and curse in public until neighbors came outside to witness what was going on. Myosha Rainey was observed walking up the original residence where she resided and stated to her mother that I'm going to beat your explicative when I get a chance. I cannot wait to put hands on you. Mr. Tyson told me that the firearm was in possession and belonged to his girlfriend, Myosha Rainey. I told Myosha Rainey several times to stop yelling. She continued yelling at her mother and threatening physical violence. Myosha Rainey was giving a warning for the public disturbance and threats. She was later arrested, placed in handcuffs, and transported to the East Point City Jail. So in charge with both terroristic threats and simple violence, family violence, nothing further reported this time. And that was on August 26th, Your Honor.
Okay, and do we have a current bond amount on these charges?
No, I'm only showing that there was a bond amount on one charge for $2,000. And that was I'm going back to that, Your Honor.
Okay,
May I speak?
no, ma'am, not at this time, Ms. Rainey, please.
Showing that there was $2,000 bond set by the magistrate on the simple battery. However, the terroristic threat and the disorderly conduct, which both have CP numbers, but they are at no bond. So I'm assuming that the fact that they have CP numbers, I don't know if is there a transfer order?
Yeah, yes.
Relates
Yes,
to?
this was originally charged as a felony and was dropped down to state court. So she was given a UJR when she was initially arrested for this case. It was charged as a felony. She was reporting to Natalia Gomez through pretrial services, and she was very good about reporting. And then I believe it's because she picked up this additional charge. The day they transferred the case down to state court, they also revoked the bond. And so this case, currently, she's being held without bond. And on the simple battery, Your Honor did give her a $2,000 signature bond last week. And that incident also involved Javon Tyson, with whom Ms. Rainey has now broken up. And as Mr. Rhodes said, Ms. Rainey has not been in trouble before. It really is these two incidents. Ms. Rainey does live with her mother, but tells me that they really have no issues when Mr. Tyson is not in the picture. And so expects to have no further issues going forward.
And I confirm that there is a transfer order, Your Honor, from Superior Court to State Court in the system.
Okay, is there a recommended bond by the state?
Your Honor, the state has no issue with reinstating the actual UJR in these particular cases on both the disorderly conduct and the terroristic threats. What we would ask for is a $2,500 bond on each for, I don't know if that would be a $5,000 signature bond or $5,000 UJR through the jail.
Okay, I gave her pre-trial last week, Ms. Figiletti, or did I?
Yes, Judge, it was a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services.
Okay, so I'm gonna have everything just run through pretrial services. $3,000 signature bond through pretrial for the terroristic threats, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial for the disorderly conduct, a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial for the simple assault. That makes a total of a $6,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Did I make an order regarding the a stay away from the Calhoun Avenue address or not?
Judge, I believe that because the simple battery was with Mr. Tyson, it was just a no contact with Mr. Tyson, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay, does she have somewhere to reside besides with Felicia Rainey?
I don't believe so. They do live together, but I have not been able to speak to Ms. Rainey yet, Felicia Rainey yet. And so,
Okay.
Ms. Rainey here is telling me that they don't have any trouble living together, but Felicia Rainey, I've not been able to confirm that with her yet.
Okay, well, given the allegations, I don't feel comfortable having her go back there until someone confirms that. So at this point in time, no further contact with Felicia Rainey. Stay away from the residence. If she needs to go back there, she can go back there on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. She's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. So if she has some weapons, she's gonna have to relinquish those. And I think that covers it. If you hear from Felicia Rainey in the future and would like me to modify that, I'm happy to consider it.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Your
All
Honor,
right.
Did you need
Yes,
the
Mr. Rhodes.
incident location for the record?
That'll be fine. Yes, what is that? Is that Ms. Rainey's address?
Yes.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
The address is 1031 Calhoun Avenue, East Point, Georgia, 30344.
Okay, thank you. All right, good luck to you, Ms. Rainey.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you,
You're
Your Honor.
welcome.
Now,
All right, yes, have a good day, Officer Milton. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Let's see, courtroom 2, who do I have there with me this morning?
That's gonna be position number 27, Mr. Victor Rhodes.
Okay, Mr. 27. And also just an announcement, Ms. McLeod is in trial. She has positions number 6 and number 37. Those cases are going to be reset till Thursday, which is May 16th. Okay,
I'm sorry,
Norris?
Your Honor, it's position 38, not 37.
Seven.
38.
38, yes, thank you, Ms. Champion. Position 38, Tyrone Watley, and position 6, Donta Edmonds. So we don't need them this morning.
And Judge, may I ask, was position 18 Justin Johnson assigned a conflict attorney?
That's what I'm gonna ask. Thank you.
Do we have a conflict that we know of, Ms. Champion, for Justin Johnson, position 18?
No, Your Honor, that was just indicated on the announcements that I received this morning. So
Oh, I'm sorry, I sent Mr. Jordan an email last week, but I know I'm constantly emailing him. Our office represents Christian Johnson on a separate case, so we cannot also represent Justin Johnson today.
Okay. And I take it we don't have anybody available today, Ms. Champion?
No, sir.
Okay, we're also gonna reset position 18, Justin Johnson, for Thursday also, 5/16, okay? All right, tell me again who I have before me.
Position 27, Your Honor.
27, thank you. And this is gonna be a not guilty and a waiver of arraignment. Is that correct, Ms. Vigilante?
Yes, Your Honor, and if I may also ask the court, he does have a misdemeanor probation violation, and I'm guessing it's not on the calendar today because Judge Morrison likes to have probation violations back in her courtroom, but we did just want to confirm that because that is what's holding him here in the jail. I don't see anything on the calendar for him on the probation violation.
That is correct. Judge Morrison does want her probationers to go back in front of her.
Okay, Ms. Lewis, do you have any sense of when that might be?
That will be up to her case manager, Mr. Reed.
Mr. Reed?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm sorry, excuse me. What's his name?
Victor Rhodes?
Victor Rhodes. I can add him to Morrison's calendar for, give me 1 second. Let me see when her next date is. Her next date is the 22nd.
Okay, thank you so much.
And that was, what was the name again? Let me write it
Last name is
down.
Rhodes, Rhodes, Victor Rhodes.
Victor? Okay, I'll add him to the 22nd.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, who do we have next?
Come on, Rhodes. Next, we're gonna go to position number 35, Mr. Rodney Style. Yes, I'll sit there. Your Honor, can we go to the probation calendar?
Okay,
We're gonna go to Mr. Robert Jackson. He's position 1 and 2 on the probation calendar. Jackson, come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Jackson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're having by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yes. Yes, Officer Burr. Mr. Jackson? Are we,
Yes. Thank you. We're here for Mr. Robert Jackson. He's been in jail since May 3rd, 2024, case number 18-CR008199Y, and 18-CR008199Y. He was seen for reckless driving, possession of open container, and DUI less safe. He was sentenced to 12 months probation, a drug and alcohol evaluation, a risk reduction, a victim impact panel, 40 hours of community service. He had a prior revocation hearing on May the 2nd of 2023 in front of Judge Mincy. He was found guilty of a technical violation, and he was required to report within 48 hours. He had a previous warrant that was issued on June 20th, 2023. He has 222 days remaining. He has a balance of, I'm sorry, my apologies. Give me 1 second. Let me look it up. It's not quite clear to me. He owes supervision fees of $240, court fees and fines of $444.50, victim crime fund fees of $54 for a total of $738.50. He never completed the community service. He never completed the risk reduction. He never completed the substance abuse evaluation. He never enrolled in a victim impact panel. And due to the fact that this will now be his second hearing, we are asking to revoke his balance. Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you. Vigilante?
Yes, Judge, I do understand this is Mr. Jackson's second revocation. He tells me that he's not working, and without the money to pay fees, he just became afraid to report. And it's something I hear a lot, that people end up hiding from probation when they don't have money or when they haven't done everything they're supposed to do out of fear, which of course we know makes it worse. And we did talk about that yesterday, that continuing to report and keeping people updated is very important. He's staying with family right now, and he's actively job seeking. He tells me he did do significant community service at a food bank off Fulton Industrial, which I later looked up. There is a food bank there called Yes You Can Eat. And there seemed to be a misunderstanding about reporting the hours. There's some sort of sign-in sheet there where folks who need to document their hours sign in. And Mr. Jackson tells me he was under the impression that they submitted the hours for him. We cleared that up, and I told him, strongly encouraged him to go back and look through those sign-in sheets and get that proof and get that to probation right away. And, you know, we also went over the rest of the requirements, the alcohol and drug evaluation, the victim impact panel, and the risk reduction class. He does still have a lot of time left on probation to make this right. I do think he has time to get this done. Of course, unemployment always makes probation more difficult, but he's telling me he really enjoys the community service. And so if possible to give him another shot at this to prove that he has done something, I do think he would do well, perhaps doing more community service. I know this conviction came with a $300 fine. Perhaps that could be commuted to community service. You know, Mr. Jackson, I believe, has over 200 days left on probation. So there is time to make this right. We're very clear on what the requirements are now, and that, you know, we have to be reporting even if we're struggling to have a job. So this morning, we're just asking for him to be put back on probation.
When did he see Judge Mincy? What was the date?
The date he saw Judge Mincy, Your Honor, was on May the 2nd. And if I may, Your Honor, again, this is not only his second hearing, he was made clear on his conditions at the first hearing, and there was supposed to be a meeting of the minds where he understood what to do, and he still has not done it. And in regards to converting fees and court fines to community service. He's failed to provide proof of the first set of community service, which makes him ineligible to do that at this time. And he still has failed to report even after the first hearing, Your Honor.
How many total days has he been in? Do we know?
I'm sorry, you cut out for a second. What?
How many total days in jail has he
He's been here since
get credit for?
Yeah, he's been here since May 3rd on this arrest, so 11 days. He served 21 days on his last revocation from April 13th to May 3rd last year. What I'm not sure of is how many days he served when he was convicted. The final disposition just ordered probation. So I didn't see days served there. I can check his previous jailings quickly.
If you'll do that for me, please.
I'm sorry, Judge, my whole computer screen just went black here.
Judge, I looked it up, based on his, booking when he received a signature bond back on August 19th of 2022 and was released on November the 4th of 2022. It shows 78 days in jail at that time.
78?
Yes, sir.
So it's 78 plus 32.
Yeah, he received a signature bond. He was being held on 2 felony charges that were declined to prosecute, and he received a signature bond on the case that he's before you now. At that time.
So he spent 110 days in jail at the present time, and that's my calculation.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm going to accept probation's recommendation. I'm going to revoke the 222 days that he has remaining. I'm going to give him credit for the 110 that he has already been in jail and close the case.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. Thank you. Good luck to you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, on the probation calendar, we're gonna go to position 5 and position 6. Mr. Pope, Martavius Pope.
Good morning, Mr. Pope.
Good morning.
Judge Eric. Good morning, sir. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Where are we on, Mr. Pope?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here from Martavius Pope, case number 22 CR 00362-5D. He was seen before Judge Ed Line on February 6, 2023 for simple battery, family violence, criminal trespass, and family violence. He was sentenced to 12 months probation to complete the family violence program. Within the first 30 days of probation, he was to sign up, no further contact with his victim, and to stay away from victim address. He had a prior revocation hearing on August 22nd in front of Judge Ed Line, and he failed to appear to that hearing. He last reported to our office on July the 10th of 2023. He's only reported a total of 4 times to probation. He currently has a balance of $294, which is $240 for supervision, $54 for victim crime fund. He did not complete the domestic violence class, and probation is requesting and asking that his balance is revoked, Your Honor.
What's the balance?
His balance is 186 days, Your Honor.
Okay.
And he
Vigilante?
actually doesn't have enough time. I'm sorry, I did
No,
not mean to interrupt you.
No,
My
you're fine, sir.
apologies.
He doesn't have enough
He-
time to complete the program.
To complete the program.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Vigilante.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I
I
have a terrible connection.
Mr. Pope only has about 6 months left. But as Your Honor is fond of saying, I do think, doing something is better than nothing. And he does have plenty of time to do some things on probation. Yesterday he did tell me he was initially reporting to Officer Charlo up until July. And some just significant life and family events got in the way. Shortly before that, he and his partner had their son, and his child's mother, with whom he's no longer in a relationship with, went to jail. And so he's had his child on his own. His child is actually with his mom right now, but she's now facing the significant hardship of missing work while both of this child's parents are in jail. Mr. Pope is a barber. And so he was trying to find a way to cut some hair out of the house while he had his infant full time, but it was just nothing compared to what he was able to make at the barber shop. Mr. Pope is hoping that his child's mother will be out of custody next month and they can go back to passing their child through a third party as they have been. But all of these things just sort of compounded. He got behind on rent and bills. That said, the family violence class never fell off his radar. It's just he had a really tough summer and fall, really tough few months. I do think, Judge, he would do very well on anger management classes if Your Honor would consider, putting him back on probation and giving him an opportunity to do something that he can do as a single parent. He does just want to get home so he can get back to work and relieve his mom of her child care duties.
How long has he, how many days has he served in custody on this?
Since May 5th. And so, 9 days on this time.
Any other days that you'd like me to consider?
Yes, Your Honor, I need to look up how many days originally quickly.
His original date was 347 days. He was booked in on September the 19th of 2020 and was released on August the 31st of 2021.
There must have been something else that held him.
He was being held for felony charges, and he had to serve time on a previous probation violation, I guess he had with felony court back then.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give him credit for time that he was serving on something else. I want him to get this
And if
behind
I may-
him. Yes.
I'm sorry, my apologies. I do have access to previous messages between the probationer and Officer Charlo. And Officer Charlo asked him several times to report. He asked Officer Charlo, was there a warrant out for his arrest? Officer Charlo let him know there wasn't and asked him to report. He still failed to report. He still refused to come in. It doesn't cost anything to report to probation.
Okay, thank you. I want him to get this behind him so that he can move on. I think the quickest way to do that is to accept the recommendation from probation. I'm going to revoke the 186 days as recommended. I will give him credit for 9 days. He'll get 2 for 1, so he'll be out in 3 months or so. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Pope.
Your Honor, he's also position 25 on the SAP calendar.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, if I could speak to Mr. Pope really quickly, just to see if anything has changed, given that he'll be spending additional time in the jail here.
Okay.
Your Honor, while she's talking to Mr. Pope, can we go to position number 11?
Okay.
Dennis Giving.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. McLean. How are you today?
Well, that's the worst commute I've had in the last 10 years.
I saw that it was very backed up this morning.
I was behind a garbage truck. Then I had to wait for a train at a grade crossing, and that was all just in this neighborhood. It was crazy.
Well, you're here now, so good, good on you. Let's see, Mr. Given was the negotiated plea, is that correct?
Let me double check what number is the position.
Position number 11.
Number 11. Yes, Your Honor, it is negotiated plea.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Given. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Good morning. Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation as it relates to the giving is 12 months to serve 96 days. Credit for time served, our records show that he served 48 days. So the balance will be suspended. The only condition is that he stay away from Walmart at 4735 State Route 138 in Union City, Georgia.
McLean?
That is what we expected to hear for the offer, and he asked the court to accept that and to accept his negotiated plea. We do stipulate to venue and as jurisdiction, we stipulate to identification. And what's that third element?
You stipulate to everything that needs to be stipulated to. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm just trying to open my laptop.
Okay. Mr. Given, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002836Y, you wish to plead guilty to theft of shoplifting less than $500. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. May I say something, please?
You have a right to remain silent, Mr. Gibbons. Anything you say can be used against you. If I were you, I would speak with Mr. McLean there. If you have a question about something so that he can answer it. I don't want you to get yourself in any have any additional problems. So if you want to speak with Mr. McLean, you all go ahead and do that before we proceed with the plea, okay?
Okay.
Right.
If you want to mute yourself there, Mr. McLean, so that you can.
Oh, we're back, Your Honor.
Okay, and we can proceed with the plea?
We had a discussion of the principles involved, and he would like to plead not guilty today, Your Honor. Sorry for the delay.
Okay. Has he already been arraigned?
I believe
Would you
so.
like-
We can waive arraignment. I've got a form for that. However, I would like to ask the court to consider a signature bond in this situation. Given the nature of the offense, he states to me, that he has a stable address. We didn't go there yesterday because we thought this was a negotiated plea. But, I'm sure he can describe to us the stability of his ability to get mail.
Okay, what's the current bond?
And I'm showing a $500 bond, if I'm not mistaken, 500. No, I'm sorry, it's less than 500. Let me get the actual bond.
Is it $1,500, we believe? Surety bond, 1,500 surety.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Tyson. Can you give me Mr. Givens' history, please?
Yes, one moment here. It's position, Dennis Givens, position 11, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Okay, one moment. It looks like the defendant is a multi-state offender. He has arrests out of Illinois, Texas, and North Carolina. He has a total of, let's see, 4 cycles out of the state of Illinois, all outside of the 10-year period. Last arrest was in 2001, and that was for criminal trespass. Let's see. Disposition, just, it doesn't state if it was a conviction or not. It just says directly filed with the court. He has 3 cycles out of the state of Texas. Last arrest was in 2013 for driving while intoxicated. Looks like it resulted in a misdemeanor conviction in 2014. Now, the state of North Carolina, he has 1 cycle outside the 10-year period. That was also in 2001 for communicating threats, resulted in a misdemeanor conviction. Sorry, let's see. And he does have some arrests out of Georgia. He has 3. Last arrest was in DeKalb County, 2001. Looks like for a probation violation. Let's see what the underlying charge was. A simple battery from 1999, Your Honor. Nothing to add.
Okay. And you tell me he has a stable place to stay?
Yes, I don't know what that is yet, Your Honor, but, do you want to just state what area of town? Are you in a shelter?
No, if just a yes or a no is fine. Does he have a stable place to stay?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Mr. Rhodes, given that he's been in custody for 48 days on this theft charge, would you have any objection to me converting this to a signature bond through pretrial?
No, Judge. Not at all.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. So we'll convert this to a signature bond through pretrial level 1 to allow him to come back at another time. He's to stay away from that Walmart on 4735 State Route 138 in Union City as well.
Okay, pretrial level 1. I'll fix up a order for the Your Honor to sign.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Given.
Thank you. All right, good to see you. Good to meet you. That's it.
Next, Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 37, Mr. Charles Thomas. Position 37.
And have you been able to meet with him, Mr. McLean?
We did meet yesterday, Your Honor. I need a social worker visit before we could go forward. He does want to plead, but he does not remember the incident. So I'm concerned that that wouldn't be fair.
So are you asking for a reset?
I believe I have to ask for a reset in this situation, Your Honor. Do you have a stable address? sir?
No, I don't have a thing.
He doesn't have a stable address. If I could, go to 2 days from now, that would be helpful, Your Honor.
Okay, given that this is a time served plea, we'll
Exactly.
do an add-on for 5/16.
And we'll see what we can do, Your Honor. But he was sincere with me in, addressing that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mr. Thomas, we'll see you back on Thursday.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You can go back. Yeah. Your Honor, we're just waiting for, the roving officers to log on.
Okay, just let me know when you all are ready.
Okay.
Officer Norris, are you there with me real quick?
Yes, Your Honor?
Did you get Miss Vigiletti's announcements this morning?
I did.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that there are a number that we don't need today, so just want to make sure that we don't bring the ones that she doesn't need. All right,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't bring them.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yes, who do we have in medical?
This is position number 12, Mr. Graves.
Okay. And this is going to be a negotiated plea, Mr. McLean?
That's my understanding, Your Honor, yes.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Graves. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, Your Honor, as it relates to Mr. Graves, the state's recommendation as it relates to position, count number 1, driving under the influence, is 12 months to serve 28 days. Credit for time served, which we show as 14 days since 5/1 of 24, so that's precisely 14 days. The balance on probation, that he undergoes alcohol, drug evaluation and treatment, a victim impact panel, a risk reduction course, a $300 fine, and 40 hours of community service. As it relates to count 2, failure to maintain lane, count 2 will merge with count 1. Count 3, driving while license suspended or revoked, we're asking a $500 fine. Count 4, possession of open container, we're asking for a $200 fine. So that's a total of a $1,000 fine with all of the DUI conditions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. McLean?
It is negotiated plea. We ask Your Honor to accept that. We stipulate the 3 necessary elements. Your Honor, I did note to him to watch out for the fine. When the fine is $1,000 with statutory surcharges, he will expect to be paying around $1,900 total, I bet. And we discussed all his obligations.
Okay. If you'll unmute there for me, please, medical. Thank you. Mr. Graves, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002864Y, you wish to plead guilty to driving under the influence of alcohol, less safe, driving while your license was suspended or revoked, in possession of an open alcohol container. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Graves. Good luck to you, sir.
Sir.
I said, I'll accept the plea. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Let's see, who do we have on the jail court's iPhone?
We got position number 8, Mr. Elliott.
Okay.
The situation there is briefly this. He's been transferred on position 9. He's been transferred to the DA's office and for a felony referral on position 9 because the state believes that he has a 2019 cab previous battery family violence conviction. His brothers, his criminal histories are intertwined in a way that we sometimes see in pretty much the worst condition. His brother took that plea. That is his brother's plea. His brother's name is Rayshawn Sterling. His brother did have that plea in DeKalb County in 2019.
Mr. McLean,
Yes.
I'm sorry, let me interrupt because I didn't hear who the client was. Judge, I think this is my client.
Oh, good.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Good morning,
But-
Ms. Rockwell.
Good morning, Judge. But
Well,
Mr.
I like to
McLean
see
is doing a great job. And I don't know the best way to satisfy the state of this, except that I do have some plea paperwork that shows that there were 2 names, you know, on the plea paperwork, like AKA Quatez Elliott. So this is in fact the DeKalb County case that the state might be relying on is not Quatez Elliott, it is his brother. So do I need to have a breakout or do I need to do, I don't know what to do, Judge, just to satisfy the state. If you run the GCIC or a fingerprint on it, at the end of the day, I'm satisfied that it is not Quatez Elliott.
Mr. Rhodes?
Good morning, Ms. Rockwell.
Good morning.
To it, I am looking at the GCIC for Mr. Quatez Elliott, and I am showing that there is a October 31st, 2018 arrest date for family violence battery out of DeKalb County. I am showing that an alias was used, and the alias was in fact a Rayshawn Sterling on the GCIC, Your Honor. I think this is one of those that it's going to take a little time to sort out. Unfortunately, it's one of those situations that when you play that game, this is the consequence of playing that game. We do need to sort it out. And so because it is on his official GCIC, we don't know whether he's using the brother's name, the brother's using his name. I'm going to ask Ms. Rockwell before I look, does he have a bond on the family violence battery?
You know what? That is an excellent question. And I, from the family, got this Zoom link. So I didn't really know where I was going today, Judge. So could I just ask for a reasonable bond?
It is showing a $5,500 bond on the family violence battery and the willful obstruction of law enforcement officers, Your Honor, and Ms. Rockwell. However, it does look like there may be some matters related to probation violations.
That's correct.
And they look like felony probation.
That is correct. Would the state be opposed to a bit of a bond reduction? Not that he's going anywhere, but at the end of the day, when I'm trying to satisfy you that this might not be him, that it might be his brother Sterling, do you have a problem with the court cutting that in half? Just
what I would agree to is a $3,500 bond.
Thank you so much.
$2,500 on the family violence battery, and I don't see the willful obstruction.
It's on there.
I'm sorry, the willful obstruction was already addressed. It's 24 CR 002144, and I cannot see the last letter. So this one is 24 CR 002155A. And so on this particular one, Your Honor, the state would agree to $2,500, a reduction from $4,000 to $2,500.
Okay, and what's the bond on the obstruction charge?
It's showing $1,500. It is showing a different case number, Your Honor.
Yes.
And I would agree to reduce that from $1,500 to $1,000 if you want to address that one. It's not on the calendar, but I don't mind it reducing it for a global 500.
And could you very quickly, Mr. Rhodes, read off both of those case numbers? You say you don't have the letter. Mr. McLean, do you see the letter behind the 144 case?
They're both A cases.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is 24 CR 002144A and 24 CR 002155A.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, the 144A is the obstruction.
Okay, so the state's agreeable to reducing the willful obstruction to $1,000 surety, and the state's agreeable to reducing the battery family violence to a $2,500 surety.
Thank you so much.
Is that correct, Mr. Rhodes?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and do you have the terms? Ms. Rockwell, if you can prepare those bond for the court. Mr. Rhodes, do you have a no further contact and a stay away for the family violence? Are you requesting one?
Mr. Rose, can we make it no further violent contact, please? I just don't even know really what the allegation is. Could you tell me who the alleged victim is, who may be online right now?
Yes, I am pulling that up. Forgive me, you guys, I am covering, and I don't think the requisite notes were made because it was under the impression that it was going to be a transfer, but give me 1 second here.
Okay.
Judge, while he's looking, could I get that booking number, please? Sometimes he's under Quatez, sometimes he's under Cortez.
Let's see. Ms. Lewis or Ms. Champion, do you have the booking
Yes,
number
Your
for
Honor.
me?
Yes, the booking number is 240-6576.
Sorry, Judge, I'm in another Zoom. Let me turn that on. Okay. Thank you so much.
And Your Honor, I do have the victim is listed as Miss Jade Simone Brooks.
And she is on the Zoom. As a matter of fact, she's the one that contacted me with the Zoom link. do you want to speak with her, Judge, or Mr. Rhodes? She is going to request contact. She's requesting contact.
Ms. Brooks, if you unmute yourself there for me, please, and raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, you can place your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. What would you like to tell me in regards to contact with Mr. Elliott?
We have a son together and we work together.
Okay.
I have a food truck and he helps me on my food truck.
Do you wish for him to, are you all living together?
Yes.
Do you wish for him to return to the household?
Yes.
Has this ever happened before?
Has whatever happened?
The allegations are battery, family violence, and I believe that you're the alleged victim in the case. Has anything like this happened before this alleged incident of May 12th of 2023?
Yes, but we're going to counseling.
Okay, and you all have been together since May 12th of 2023?
Yes.
Okay, and you're not afraid of him?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you for being here this morning, Ms. Brooks.
All right, have a great day.
John, I do have a question.
Yes, Mr. Rhodes.
Ms. Brooks, I'm going to ask, what is the name of your child's father?
Cortez Elliott.
Okay, so it's not Rashad?
No, sir.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
And she was the one that provided the paperwork about there was the plea. And Mr. Rose, I will send it to you. Just she was the one that explained to me that those are two separate people and that was not the situation. I'll get that information to you.
Okay, so there'll be no further violent contact with Ms. Jade Brooks. If you'll prepare those bond modifications, Ms. Rockwell, and get them to the court, we'll get them signed and entered. Where do we want to place Mr. Elliott's case from here? Does it need to go back onto another SAP calendar?
Please, Judge.
Okay. How long are you all gonna need to get this all sorted out? A week?
Mr. Rose, would you make that call, please?
Yeah, I know the transfer order has already been signed and sent and has been accepted by the DA's office. But
Okay.
if you can reach out to Chief Deputy Falk, I think that a week to 2 weeks time should be enough time to try to sort this out, Judge. Again, when folks start using each other's names on these criminal history, this is a natural consequence of that. So if you want to sort it out here, or if you want them to sort it out at the Superior Court level, I'll let the court make that call, but I would ask for at least 1 to 2 weeks to sort it out if you want to readdress it here.
Okay. The paperwork has already.
Well, given that I'm on the today is the 14th. I'm on the SAP calendar. I'd like to handle this myself since I've already dealt with it. I'm on the calendar on the 21st or the 30th. So if you all want to choose a date, 21st or 30th, I'm happy to put it back on one of my calendars.
Your Honor, I'll ask for the 30th, and the only reason I'm asking for that far out is because he does have, as Ms. Rockwell indicated, he has some other issues. In addition to the probation violation, there is a Clayton County hold as well. So the 30th should be sufficient time for us to sort this out.
Okay, Ms. Rockwell, is that agreeable with you?
That's Judge, I'm going out on trial on that date. Mr. Rhodes, do you have a problem with us bumping it out a little further? And before I forget to ask, Judge, when I send these bond orders, who do you want me to send them to? I'll send them to Mr. Rhodes and who else in the queue?
Ms. Champion is my litigation manager today.
Could you give me her full name, please, Judge?
Mr. Champion, can you put, where Ms. Rockwell needs to send this to into the chat for me, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, so
Thank you,
she'll
sir.
send you a message, Ms. Rockwell.
Thank you, Judge. Do we have a bump out date a little further out than that?
We do, but you might get somebody besides me, so whatever, because we don't have the calendars for June yet, so,
Thank you, Ms. Champion.
Excuse me.
the earliest date, I guess, would be, Tuesday, June 4th.
Is that on a Zoom, Judge? I might be on
Yes.
leave on that day, but if on Zoom, I can join.
Okay,
That's
yes,
perfect.
okay,
9 a.m., Judge?
yes, same time.
Okay, thank you so much. May I be excused?
Yes, you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
and
Thank you
all
so much,
also.
Mr. Rhodes. And Mr. Rhodes, I'm going to call you on a separate matter. Thank you so much.
Have a good
May I
one.
be excused, Judge? Thank
Yes,
you.
have a good day, Ms. Rockwell. And Ms. Brooks and whoever's on the Motorola, you all have a good day also. Let's see, and Mr. Elliott, we'll see you back on the 4th.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I did have something to say, but
Okay, so your lawyer's it's already gone, so
Judge,
you have the right to remain silent. Yes, Ms.
Judge,
Rockwell.
I'm back, but he doesn't need to say anything. I'll just get the sheriff to let him call me from the back of the courtroom if that's possible. If not, we can speak. I'll put my number in the chat, Judge.
He's on the jail I-Court's phone. He's not in the courtroom.
I
So
understand.
it's more difficult to do that. Would you mind talking to him later in the day?
No problem. That's no problem. He's fine. He doesn't need to say anything. I'll talk to
Okay.
you later, Mr. Elliott. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Okay, let's see. Who do we have in medical?
This is position number 5, Mr. Battle.
And this is going to be a non-negotiated plea.
That is correct, Your Honor.
What's not negotiated about it?
The extra jail days, he would like the court to consider 0 or a smaller number than is proposed.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Battle. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. Let's see. Given that this is non-negotiated, Ms. Tyson, can I get Mr. Battle's history, please?
Sure. She has 16 arrest cycles beginning in 2004. Last arrest looks like it was in Clayton County, November 18th of 2022. False report of a crime, marijuana possession less than 1 ounce, and simple battery, family violence. There's no disposition listed on the GCIC for that case. He has, let's see, misdemeanor conviction out of DeKalb County for, let's see, marijuana possession less than 1 ounce. That was amended from a purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. That was in 2016. He has at least 3 violations of probation. Looks like he has another conviction for, let's see, simple battery, family violence, willful obstruction of law enforcement officer, giving false name, obstructing or hindering persons making emergency telephone call. That's out of Clayton County. That was in 2015. There's another misdemeanor conviction out of Fulton County for giving false name, address, or birthday to law enforcement officer. 2 counts. Let's see. There's a felony conviction for theft by receiving stolen property. That disposition date, that's outside the 10-year period. That was in 2012. He has another felony conviction outside the 10-year period in 2004 for burglary. That was out of Fulton County as well, Your Honor. Nothing to add.
Yeah. Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor. As it relates to Mr. Battle, it appears that this was a incident between his mom, and also a Mr. Justin Battle, who was the grandson of Miss Pamela Battle. I'm not sure whether that is his son or whether that's his nephew. The allegations is that he punched Justin Battle in the face and that he pushed Miss Pamela Battle during this particular altercation when they were both trying to talk with him about his drinking. Given his criminal history, Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 60 days. We're asking that the court gives him credit for the time he's already served, obviously, which has been 18 days since April 27th of 2024, and that the balance be on probation. And considering that the officers did smell alcohol on his person, that he undergoes alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, an FVIP, Family Violence Intervention Program, for 24 weeks, 40 hours of community service. And at this time, that he has no further contact with Miss Pamela Battle or Mr. Justin Battle, and that he stay away from the incident location, which is 932 Nathan Drive, Southeast in Atlanta, Georgia, and that he has no firearm, drugs, or weapons. Thank you, Your Honor.
And if Miss Pamela Battle or Mr. Justin Battle are on the line and wish to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Miss Pamela or Justin Battle? Mr. McLean?
I believe that, oh, I'm sorry. My note says that she is in fact on there, but okay, go ahead, Your Honor.
Okay. I see a Pam B here, but she's not responding, so either she is not on the line with me or doesn't wish to address the court, if that's Miss Pamela Battle. Miss Battle, I'm happy to hear from you this morning. If you would like to address the court, you'll need to unmute yourself and activate your camera for me.
And Your Honor, I don't know. Oh, there she is. Well, I thought maybe. I don't know if she is having technological difficulties, but our victim advocate is on the line, and that she indicated to the victim advocate that she agrees with the plea offer.
Okay. Did she say anything about contact?
I will check with the victim advocate to ascertain that. And Ms. Lori Maldonado? Like I lost Ms. Maldonado
Okay.
too.
Okay.
No
Let me go.
contact. You just text no contact.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, his point is that he does agree with the ADET. He does agree with the other elements. He believes that 18 days that he's already served would pretty much serve the same purpose as an extra 12 days anyway. He says he's gotten the point and he would like to get back to work.
Where does he work?
What's your place of business, sir? Can he hear me?
Capstone Logistics.
I'm sorry?
Capstone Logistics.
Okay, and you have a job waiting for you?
Yes, sir. They've been holding it for me for the whole 18 days I've been arrested, sir.
Okay, and you have a place to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where are you gonna go once you get out?
I'm going to my girlfriend's mom's house with her.
Okay, and you understand that you can't go back to this Nathan Drive address, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, Mr. McLean, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Rhodes, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Battle, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 002400Y, you wish to plead guilty to battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept your plea, Mr. Battle. Let's see, the court sentence will be 12 months to serve to serve 36 days, credit for time served 18 days, balance probated, ADET, FVIP, 40 hours of community service, no further contact with either Pamela or Justin Battle, stay away from the 932 Nathan Drive, Southeast Atlanta address, no drugs, alcohol, or firearms while you're on probation. I am not going to require you to spend any more time because I want you to get back to work. And since you have a job that they're holding for you, I'm going to allow you to the time served sentence, Mr. Battle. But make sure that you enroll in the AD&T and the FVIP pronto. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Battle.
Thank you.
Can we go back to Mr. Pope? He's 5 or 6 on probation and 25 on SAP.
Okay, so we're addressing position 25. Yes, Ms. Vigiletti.
Yes, Your Honor. Regarding position 25, Mr. Pope would like to enter a not guilty plea this morning. I'm happy to file a waiver. I know Your Honor already ruled on the probation matter, but I did just want to flag that Mr. Pope's mother is here and did want to speak on his behalf. She joined us just shortly after his hearing. So I believe that is her here, Miss Sims, if Your Honor is willing to hear her speak.
Happy to hear her speak. I don't know if this has mostly to do with him not, from my notes, not reporting. So what's the name?
Miss Sims, I believe, is right here. Is this her right here? Oh, and I believe you're muted, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, ma'am. Let's see. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Trya Sims.
Ms. Sims, if you can raise your right hand for me.
Yes,
Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Well, I wanted the court to know that Martavius has been out taking care of his baby since the baby been born. The baby is 10 months now. He's been keeping himself out of trouble, taking care of the baby. He is the sole provider of his son, Kobe. And without him being here, he needs his dad to take care of him because I can't take care of the baby. And a lot of the things, reason why he couldn't go, I guess, report is because he had the baby all the time. You know, Martavius has been doing really good. And I think he should be given a second chance so he can come home to his baby, to his son.
When was the baby born?
The baby was born in June. He has a birthday coming up. He's turning a year, and he's about 10 months now, yes.
Okay. Well, we've already given Martavius one chance before, and this was well before his child was born. So he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do for this charge before his child was born. He hasn't been doing it, apparently, what the court has ordered him to do after the child was born. I appreciate you being here today, Ms. Sims, though.
So what is his sentence?
His sentence is I revoked the balance of his probation and gave him credit for some time that he's already served.
Okay, so how long will he have to stay in jail?
Ms. Vigiletti, would you mind getting with Ms. Sims after court today, please?
I certainly will. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll have Ms. Vigiletti, I'll speak with you regarding your son.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a good rest of your day, ma'am.
You
Who do we
too.
have next?
We can go to position number, 39 and 40, Wilborn.
Your Honor, does position reset date or set?
Are you asking for Mr. Pope?
Yes, is there a reset date?
There's not a reset date. It's gonna be returned to the division judge and he'll get notification of his next hearing date.
All right, thank you.
Okay. 39 and 40, Mr. Wilburn, that is going to be a negotiated plea, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. As I look at it, I believe those are two separate cases. They're both negotiated pleas. One is not an FTA of the other, correct? I'm just looking back on my recommendation sheet. So that'll be two pleas on two cases.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Wilburn. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me, sir? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Wilburn. Yes, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, Your Honor, as it relates to positions number 39 and 40, the global recommendation is 12 months to serve 30 days. The balance to be suspended. The balance to be suspended. As it relates to position number 39, the count number 1 is 12 months. That one's actually 12 months probation concurrent with count 2 and 39, which is criminal trespass. 12 months probation to serve 6 days, credit for 3 days already served. Forgive me, I'm reading Shelley notes. It says 12 MP and then I'm seeing BS at the end.
Right. MP is kind of standard in there. They always put the MP, but both of them, I believe, were BS suspended.
Balance suspended. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I apologize for that, Your Honor. So 12 months to serve 6 days, balance suspended, stay away from all MARTA, and that is for position number 39. And position number 40 was 12 months. 12 months concurrent with count 2 on the fair evasion. And then the criminal trespass is 12 months, serve 30 days, but credit for 15 days, balance suspended, and stay away from all MARTA. So in my mind, it's 12 months, serve 30 days, balance suspended, stay away from MARTA. That's the global recommendation.
Okay, Mr. McLean.
Right. So it's what we always abbreviate as TSBS, time served, balance suspended on both cases. I've explained to him and he understands, he tells me that he totally gets staying away from all MARTA. That's a very important point. And he asked the court to accept his pleas.
Okay. Mr. Wilburn, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0080004C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and certain acts on a bus rail station prohibited. And in case 24 CR 002671C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and fare evasion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the pleas as negotiated, Mr. Wilburn. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, take care.
Let's see, who do we have on the jail court's iPhone?
We have position number 31, Mr. Salver.
Okay. What are we doing? Mr. Selver this morning?
Yes,
Yes.
Judge, if it's possible to first address this possible statute of limitations issue. This incident took place March 14th, 2022. And what I see is an accusation entered on May 6th, 2024. I did flag that. That is outside of the 2-year range. I did flag that to Ms. Falk, who said that she would have Alan Newton come join us today to explain. But I see you're here today, Mr. Rhodes, so I suspect that things aren't going quite as planned on your side. But she said she does believe that the accusation date might be wrong, but I don't have anything further about that yet.
Were you made aware of this, Mr. Rhodes?
I was not, Your Honor. Would the defense be amenable to a reset for 2 days, Thursday, so that we can sort this statute of limitation issue out?
And Mr. Silver will actually be held until May 22nd on an aggravated stalking charge, so completely separate. So anytime before May 22nd is fine with us.
So if that's the case, why don't we just set it that week so that I can hear it next week? Is that agreeable to everyone?
Sounds
Yes,
good.
Okay, so that's the 21st. So we'll reset Mr. Silver till 5/21 so that you all can maybe come to terms on that issue. All right, we'll see you back next week, Mr. Silver.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. McLean, since we have a little break, what are we doing with Mr. Banks' positions 1 through 4 this morning?
He would like to take a plea. I believe he understands, but he does have a diagnosis, and that's why I wanted to have the social worker check off on that we're doing the right thing by going ahead with the plea. I just wanted a second opinion. I don't believe I have a social worker available physically this morning, but this is an extra time offer. So if it were put off 2 days or 7 days or 9 days, it would not make a difference.
Okay, well, we can set it out. I mean, do you want to set it 1 week or do you want to set it further out than that?
Whatever's convenient for Your Honor. It's several extra days of time.
Okay, so we set it out 1 week. He'll come back before me next week. Is that agreeable with you?
Yes, it is. Very good.
Okay, so we'll set Mr. Banks, who is positions 1 through 4 for next Tuesday, 5/21.
Okay. Thank you.
And Judge, this is position 35, Mr. Rodney Stout here.
Yes.
Mr. Stout would like to enter a plea of not guilty this morning, and has a bond request.
Okay, let's see. So there'll be a waiver of arraignment.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and Ms. Tyson, may I get Mr. Stout's history, please? Position 35.
Okay, 1 moment.
Thank you.
You said position Styles or Stout?
30. Stout.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had the wrong one open. 1 second.
Oh, yeah. Several times, and we had a social worker visit too. Yeah, just not yesterday.
Your defendant has 65 arrest cycles beginning in 1993. Last arrest was in DeKalb County, August 26th of 2020. I'm sorry. Yeah, August 26th of 2021. That was for criminal trespass, stalking, reckless conduct, simple battery, simple assault, and a PI charge. Resulted in a conviction April 12th of 2024. He was sentenced to probation for 72 months and some additional conditions. Looks like you may have a possible pending burglary. And the arrest was August 8th of 2020. I don't see a disposition on the GCIC for that case. He has a misdemeanor conviction out of DeKalb County for criminal trespass, and that's from 2019. He took a NOLO plea on that case. He has another criminal trespass from 2019 out of DeKalb County, took a NOLO plea on that case also. He has a willful obstruction and criminal trespass out of DeKalb County from 2018. He has another criminal trespass from 2018. And that's out of Fulton County. He has another criminal trespass out of DeKalb County from 2018. Looks like he has about an additional like 3 criminal trespasses out of DeKalb County within the last 2 years.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Tyson. I appreciate it. Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor, as it relates to position number 35, and again, thank you, Ms. Tyson, as well. It appears that the criminal trespasses out of DeKalb County prompted us to reach out to that particular office because the behavior escalated so much that Mr. Stout returned to the victim's home so many times and at some point even made entry into the home and was performing lewd and lascivious acts once inside the home, to the point to where he had to spend time at Georgia Regional. Upon release from Georgia Regional, he returned back to that victim's home within 48 hours. And at some point, media got involved because the victim in that case called media. In this particular case, the victim had asked Mr. Stout to leave on multiple occasions. What she witnessed was his continuous return to the property, as well as some other illegal activity on the property, i.e. drug use. And she certainly, and Ms. Yolanda Brown may very well, who was the victim, she may very well be on the call. She certainly wants to stay away. I believe that the bond in this case, given his criminal history, is reasonable. He has a $2,000 bond right now. And he also has a foreign hold, Your Honor. And I don't know if that's out of DeKalb County, but it may very well be. So given that.
It's out of DeKalb County.
Did I set this bond, Mr. Rhodes?
It's $2,000.
No, did I set it? Was I the judge who set the bond?
Your Honor, you set this bond.
Okay, this sounded familiar to me from the SEA calendar, I believe. And we do have Ms. Brown on the line with me. And I believe that Ms. Brown was there with me at the SEA calendar when I set the bond.
Right.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Vigiletti, have any circumstances changed?
Your Honor, no, we do not have any changed circumstances since SEA. My reason for making a bond request this morning is simply to release him to his hold, because he does have a hold in DeKalb, and while he's awaiting trial on this case, could be spending his time productively resolving criminal matters in DeKalb.
Okay, I remember this case from the SEA calendar. I was concerned about it then. I'm concerned about it now. Ms. Brown was there with me, I believe, at that time, and I don't see that the circumstances have changed as such. There won't be a modification of the bond today.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for being here again, Ms. Brown.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Stout. Let's see.
tried to visit him yesterday, whether because patient insurance. He's I was hoping to. And I had a social worker, and I just, that, he said he wants to be forward. He says he wants to take care of.
I'm sorry, the phone went out, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're,
Ms. Woodruff, I believe that you are speaking on Zoom when you need to be speaking on the phone with Mr. McLean.
yes. The phone's still, the call is still on.
Do you want to mute there, courtroom too? We can hear Mr. McLean, so thank you. Court will be in recess until someone else is ready to proceed.
Hey, Katrina. I went through the 678, 698, 2985. Ms. Lewis.
Yes, I'm here.
You got some people trying to get in. I think they're in the waiting room. You got jail iPhone trying to get in. The offer will be coming.
Oh, okay, I just ran to the bathroom.
All
I
right,
see them, they're coming on now, sorry.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Serve 90 days. But it might 42 days. The 90 days is really 45 because it's for one.
Yes, who do we have on the jail court's iPhone?
Yes, okay. Then it's got to stay away from a certain man.
We have position number 6, Mr. Edmonds.
Yeah, be important.
That's, we've had to reset that till, until Thursday. We need a conflict attorney for that case, so, Mr. Edmonds, we'll see you back on, well, he's reset actually till the 16th. Yes, Thursday.
That's Ms. McLeod's case.
Yes.
Wow, she's not here.
Position number 9, Mr. Ford, he went downtown court.
Position number 9 in downtown courts, Mr. Ford.
Again, that was a waiver of appearance on Mr. Ford, and we didn't need him this morning. It's a not guilty and a waiver of appearance.
Okay, next we have position number 16 and 17, Mr. Jacobson.
Mr. Jacobson, we didn't need today. He entered a not guilty plea last week.
Position number 41, Cameron Williams.
That is also a not guilty with a waiver of appearance. It's my understanding, so his case will be returned to the division judge and he'll get notification of his next hearing date.
Are you on Zoom?
Right, so he's all set also?
Yes, he's all set also. The only ones that we need for this morning that are left are positions 12, Randy Graves, position 13, Daniel Ingram, position 14 and 15, Kamichael Jackson, position 42 and 43, Olawan Wilson, position 44, Joseph Woodruff, and on the probation calendar, position 3 and 4, Dennis Leslie.
We have position number 13 now, Daniel Ingram.
Okay, this is going to be a waiver of
Well, Judge, if it's possible, this case involves, just needing to have a pretty frank discussion about, MH issues. So I do have Mr. Ingram's family is here. If it's possible to discuss this case in a breakout room. I do have Pasha, our social worker, here as well, to discuss, this bond request.
Okay, so courtroom 2, myself, Mr. Rhodes, into a breakout room. Anyone else need to?
I believe David Ingram is here.
And Ms. Maldonado.
David, is this your mother here? Are your mother or sister here?
Okay, pretty good picture.
Thank you so much for your efforts.
And you're not moving around, we appreciate it.
So even if we go into a breakout room, there's a lot of chatter from Mr. McLean, so that will be difficult.
All right.
I believe he's hanging up the phone now, Judge.
Okay, so Mr. Ingram, can you hear me?
Yeah.
David Ingram? No.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, yes, Mr. David Ingram. And who is this on the iPhone here?
That's my sister.
This is Daniel Ingram.
Who's on the iPhone?
I believe iPhone Shamika is Mr. Ingram's sister.
Are we gonna need her in the breakout? I'm trying to establish who all we need in the breakout room.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so do we have that, Ms. Lewis?
Yes, so you want, courtroom 2, you, the jail, court iPhone.
No, not the jail court iPhone.
Oh, okay, Mr. Rode, Mr. David Ingram and the iPhone secure.
Yes, and he also asked for Miss Maldonado.
Okay.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, no, I can't hear.
They in a breakout now, you're not gonna hear
I
anything.
was gonna say.
I do whatever y'all tell me to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
I get up.
That's all. There you go. Oh, it's over the floor.
Found out the business plans. Get locked up for my own. All the rest of us are home. I get locked up trespassing for my own.
Okay, so we've had a discussion on Mr. Ingram. He's going to, we're gonna try to work some things out and we'll see you back on Thursday, Mr. Ingram. So we'll see you back on Thursday, 5/16, and hopefully we'll have everything worked out by that time.
What's your advance?
Okay. Anyone else there?
Mr. Ingram, I'm gonna come to you after court. I'm gonna bring you all your relatives' phone numbers, okay? So I'm gonna come see you in a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So do we need, position number 44 up here, Mr. Woodruff?
Let's see, is Mr. McLean there? We're gonna need, Mr. Woodruff.
Yeah.
Do you need Mr. Woodruff?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, he is ready with Mr. Woodruff.
Okay, we gotta go get him.
Absolutely. In the sense that.
We're going to get Mr. Woodruff right now.
Okay. Let's see, it's 11 o'clock. Let's see if any of the people that are on the bench warrant calendar are here. Do we have a Carla Blash Suggs? Is that you, ma'am? Okay, is someone who's gonna represent Miss Block Suggs today?
Sir, we have not spoken to the three people on the DV bench warrant. If they could call the jail phone, the jail.
Okay, we'll have to do that one at a time, I guess. So I see Mr. David Mickle on the line also.
Joseph, there's nobody in the courtroom too. Can I just put them in a breakout room with them?
That's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so let's start with position number 1. Ma'am, can you if you can hear me, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna place you into a breakout room with courtroom 1. Good morning, Mr. George. Who are you here on this today?
Good morning, Your Honor. I represent Carla Suggs Block.
Oh, okay. So we don't need for her to go into, so we can deal with her. Well, I didn't realize that she had private counsel, so we don't need you for her, Mr. McLean.
Very good.
So let's put Mr. David Mickle into the breakout room.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
Okay, yes, good morning, everyone. Mr. Rhodes, are you ready on the DV bench warrant calendar?
They're just going to go break out.
You're on mute, Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you, Judge. If you could give me that case number, I could pull it up. Ms. Falk did not leave me with that calendar, but I can pull that up.
Okay, that's position 1 on that calendar is case 23 CR 004930F.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
And I take it that she missed a calendar at some point.
Must have. You know how thorough she is, so.
And let's see, while we're doing that, just so we have Ms. Champion,
Yes, sir.
would you please send Mr. Rhodes the DV bench warrant calendar for today?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, thank you.
But I'm all set, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
A moment. It appears that this is a bench warrant from May 1st of 2024 in Judge Richardson courtroom. From what I have from Ms. Falk, we're asking that the case be returned to Judge Richardson's courtroom.
And what did what court date did she miss? Do you know?
It looks like there was a May 1st, 2024 court date.
Was it a jury trial calendar, a status hearing?
It was a P&A judge.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Josmick.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor. I believe my client had been reporting a pretrial and she did not receive notice of that court date on her end. I was recently retained. I filed in the case on May 7th. I have obviously I've not received discovery yet, but we would request that the case be calendared appropriately with Judge Richardson and work towards a resolution.
Has she did she well, I guess I need to know what the problem is, why she didn't receive notice. Did she move? Has she been at the same place? Do I need to update her address?
What address does the court have for Ms. Suggs?
Let's see.
You have a Gardner's 9055 Gardner Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia. It's spelled Gardener. Is that correct?
Ms. Suggs, is that still the correct address for you?
You're on mute, Ms. Suggs. We can't hear you.
In process of being on pretrial, I did move, I did give notice, but the notice to report for pretrial came and advisement on the next month's pretrial notice to report came prior to any notices for court, which came thereafter and caused me, because of multiple emails that I had, that was the only way to receive my notice. So that is the reason for not being given the notice to be there on time until I was to report to pretrial. And that's when I realized, because in reporting, I reported again that I didn't have a court notice. So in all fairness and honesty, I didn't even know I had that notice until after the secondary reporting of pretrial, which indicated on my behalf that I didn't even have a pretrial date set that had been set.
Ms. Suggs, I'm trying to establish whether you've moved or not since you initially gave. Okay, so that's what we're gonna make sure that we have your correct address so that you get proper notice in the future, okay? So if you could give the court or let us know what your proper address is so that you don't miss court in the future. And if I normally, what I do is if someone's missed court for whatever reason, I give them one opportunity to make it right, which I will give you today. But if you miss court again, then the bench warrant won't be set aside the next time. But so let's just make sure we have your proper address, okay?
Thank you.
And have you already given that to the court?
Yeah, they have it. When I appeared to request for this date, I gave it to them at the office at that time.
Okay, so what do we have, Ms. Lewis?
I just need her to verify her address. So she can just type it in the chat. Pretrial may have a different address than I have. I just want to clarify to make sure that the address we have on record is correct, because I have 2 active addresses in the system and I just need to know which one needs to be the default address.
And Ms. Lewis, it looks like on May 3rd, 2024, she did do a change of address.
Yes, sir.
Court 9055 Gardner Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia 30238. It appears the notice went to 1135 Oakland Lane, Southwest Apartment.
See, that's what I'm trying to clarify, Mr. Rodas. I just want to make sure so I can make sure in the system that it's checked correctly. I see both of them checked as valid addresses. I just need to know which one needs to be so I can uncheck the correct one. So that's all I'm trying to establish.
I understand. I assume it's the one she did after the court date, May 1st, but I'll let her clarify that. Ms. Suggs?
Yes, as I had stated, 1925 is the actual address as I've changed down at the courthouse.
All right.
Okay, what is the address that you want us to send your notice to, ma'am?
It is 9055 Garner Drive, Georgia. Jonesboro, Georgia.
Okay, Ms. Lewis, do you have that?
Yes, I'll make sure that's the active address.
Okay, so because there's a mix-up, I will counsel, if you will prepare the set aside, we will set aside the bench warrant and return the case to the division judge, and she'll get notification of her next hearing date. Okay.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Do you want me to email that to Ms. Lewis? Set
That should go to Ms. Champion.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I
All
will
right,
do
Ms.
that.
Okay, very good. You go ahead and get that done. Ms. Suggs, you have a good rest of your day, ma'am. I'm glad we cleared it up.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
We'll be in recess until courtroom 2 comes back online.
Are we ready?
Yes, but courtroom 2 is in a breakout room, so we'll be with you as soon as they rejoin us.
Okay.
Okay, who do we have on the jail court's iPhone?
We have, Mr. Woodruff, session number 44.
And what are we doing with Mr. Woodruff this morning? Mr. McLean?
It's on mute.
Mr. McLean, if you're on mute if you're talking.
Mr. Woodruff has been cleared for takeoff, Your Honor. We had a good discussion with him, a three-way, in-person discussion between Mr. Harris, social worker, myself, and the defendant. And, my understanding is that Mr. Woodruff wishes to plead guilty. He realizes the offer involves 3 extra days of jail because of the mathematics and how it works out. And he's willing to accept that and go forward with it. He understands what FVIP is. His mom is on the Zoom.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Woodruff. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Can you hear me, Mr. Woodruff? Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, Your Honor. As it relates to Mr. Woodruff, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 90 days. Credit for time served since 4/3/24, April 3rd, 2024. The balance to be on probation. We're asking for a stay away from 1950 Campbellton Road in Atlanta, Georgia, apartment number 187. No further contact with Kiersey Hill. Kiersey is spelled K-I-E-R-S-S-Y, Hill. 24-month family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, and no firearms. That's the state recommendation, Your Honor.
I think the family, well, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, he accepts that to offer. He asks the court to accept it as well as a negotiated plea. He's venue and identification and factual basis.
Okay, well, I just want to clarify, the family violence intervention program is not 24 months, is it?
It's 24 weeks, Your Honor.
Okay, right, okay.
24 weeks.
Okay, just wanted to make that clear. All right, and did Ms. Woodruff want to address the court this morning for any reason?
Miss,
No.
say anything?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you being here. Anything further before I take the plea?
Nothing.
Okay, Mr. Woodruff, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 001620E, you wish to plead guilty to battery, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? Was that a yes?
I say yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty? Was that a no?
I said no, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Woodruff. Good luck to you, sir.
Before we continue, do we need positions number 10, position on the probation calendar 3 and 4, and positions number 1 through 4?
Okay, the only one of those that we need, the only one of those that we're gonna need, that you said with positions 3 and 4, Dennis Leslie. We don't need the other 2.
So okay.
Okay, and can I tell you who we do need though? Also, we need position number 12, Randy Graves. Okay. Oh no, that was already a plea. Excuse me. We've already taken a plea on 12. We need positions 14 and 15. To Michael Jackson.
Jackson. Okay,
Okay. And we also need position number 42 and 43, Wilson.
Wilson.
Okay, did I get everybody, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we still need those,
Okay, well, Wilson, that's gonna be kind of tough to get. He's, we'll try, but he's tough.
oh, who is that? Who's tough, Wilson?
Yeah, Juwan Wilson, and we'll try, but he never
Okay.
comes out.
Okay, well, those are the ones that we haven't dealt with as of yet.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, while we're waiting on that, can we move to Mr. Mickle?
Yes.
And we ready to proceed? I take it that he missed a court date.
Yes, Your Honor. As it relates to Mr. Mickle, it looks like he missed also the May 1st, 2024 court date. It was a plea and arraignment. It was in fact his first plea and arraignment in Division F. I believe that's Judge Richardson. I'm showing that the address that he had on file was 294 Brownlee Road, Southwest, apartment number B1 30311. And for the May 1st, 2024 court date, the notice was sent according to the clerk on April 8th of 2024. It is his first. He did complete, Your Honor, subsequently a change of he completed basically a reset notification with the court, and he did that on May 2nd, the very next day, May 2nd, 2024. And the address that he listed was the same address, which is the 294 Brownlee Road, Atlanta, Georgia 30311. It is his first, Your Honor.
Okay, and what's the problem?
Your Honor, his son is in jail, who is a junior, and this person is a senior, so they have the same name, they have the same address. They thought the court notice referred to their son's case and didn't open it. That was a big mistake, because in a situation like that, you ought to just open the envelope and see what case it is. So it turns out it was David Mickle Sr.'s court notice to be there on May the 1st. And that's why as soon as he realized this mistake, he ran down there on the 2nd. He says that mistake won't be repeated.
Okay, Mr. Mickle, I give everyone one chance, so that this was yours. Don't miss court again, otherwise it won't be set aside. But I'll set this bench warrant aside, and Mr. McLean, if you can prepare that and get it to the court.
And by the way, Mr. Rhodes?
Yes.
Have y'all heard anything from somebody, Beverly? I didn't catch the last name. Is that somebody that would have been working on the case? They said they went down, filed an affidavit, that they've spoken to the prosecuting office, and the case is possibly going to be dismissed because of an affidavit asking the same. But I haven't any documentation on that.
I think they'll handle that when it's returned.
Right. Yeah, let that go back to they'll take care of that in the division.
Super. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Mickle.
Your Honor, do you want me to prepare a bench warrant set aside order?
Yes, as always. Please do that for us.
Very good.
All right. Who do we have on the jail iPhone?
We have position, this is Mr. Jackson.
Okay, this is 14 and 15. Michael Jackson. Good morning, Mr. Jackson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Can you hear me, Mr. Jackson?
You said what?
We're doing this by video. Is that okay with you?
Huh?
We're doing this by video. Is that okay with you? All right. Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. Thank you. This is going to be a negotiated plea. Is that correct, Ms. Vigilante?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor, as it relates to Mr. Jackson, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 80 days, that he be given credit for time he's already served, 40 days, since 2/7/24 through March 3rd, 24, and subsequently since May 3rd, 2023. We're asking that the balance be on probation and that he 24 weeks of family violence program, 40 hours of community service, no further contact with Kenya, and Kenya is spelled Kenya. Stay away from 1128 Fair Street Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia. No firearms, weapons, or drugs. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Vigilante?
Yes, Judge, if possible to sound for Miss Cottle. Our only question, if she's here today, Your Honor, they do share a child together, so if she's here today, I would like to ask her if she's open to no violent contact, but if not, they do have a plan to just pass the child through a third party, Mr. Jackson's dad. Not present, it shouldn't delay the plea. I did just want to sound for her.
If Miss Kenya Cardi is with us and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Is this you, Miss Cardi?
I don't believe so, Judge.
Okay. And Mr. Mickle, you're free to go today if you choose. Yes, anything further, Miss Vigilante?
No, Your Honor, Mr. Jackson would like to enter a plea today, so we just asked the court to accept the recommendation of the state.
Okay, position 15 is going to be null pros. Is that correct, Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, it's my understanding that in case 24 CR 0000668Y, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery family violence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning? You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Jackson. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome.
We're
Let's
gonna
see.
go, we're gonna
So-
go grab, Mr. Leslie.
Okay. And did King Walker join the Zoom call? That's position 3 on the DV bench warrant case. Okay, it's now almost 11:30, so that bench warrant will not be set aside since he did not join us. Let's see, who's on the Samsung? Can you hear me, ma'am? Doesn't appear that she can.
Because her auto's not connected, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Court will be in recess until the Joe iPhone returns. And this is Mr. Leslie?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, yes, Officer Allen, where are we with Mr. Leslie's case?
Your Honor, the defendant was sentenced to probation for the charge of simple battery, and family violence. He was required to attend family violence classes as well as have no violent contact with the victim in the case. Your Honor, the defendant has failed to comply with completing the family violence intervention course. Because of the time frame on his case, he does have time to complete the course. We ask that he be allowed to continue on probation.
Ms. Vigilante? You on mute?
I did speak with Mr. Leslie yesterday. We had a good clarifying discussion about reporting and taking the class. He's completely aware now of what needs to be done. He does have 6 kids who live with him. He is the sole income earner. He does work at Pizza Hut. So we are asking that you accept the probation officer's recommendation this morning and allow him another chance to continue on probation. There was a bit of confusion about not believing he had to report, but he understands now he has to report and get that FIP done as soon as possible. So I think we'll have no further issues.
Okay, Mr. Leslie, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to make this right, so I'll reinstate you, but if you come back before me, it might be a different outcome next time, so go ahead and get this done so you can get it behind you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Leslie.
All right.
Your Honor, that concludes our business. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, have a good day.
All right, you too, thank you.
Is there anybody else you need on the list?
So I guess Mr. Wilson won't come out?
Yeah, no, he's not cooperating.
Okay, so let's see, Mr. McLean, what do you want me to do with that?
Judge, Mr. McLean is on the phone. I do know we've reset this case a few times for the same issue, but he does seem to sometimes talk to Mr. McLean. So maybe we can just try again.
Okay, let's reset it till next week.
Sounds good.
Okay, we'll reset 1 week. Let's see, is that everyone? Have we taken care of everyone on the calendars today?
I believe so, Judge.
All right, thank you. Let's see, so I see, yes, Ms. Ford.
I can just tell you what it is.
I was checking back in because I was in the courtroom and they dropped the charges because the police officer wasn't here. So I was trying to figure out, is there any way that the charges, that I can press charges for Mr. Ford?
Who? Mr. Ford is positioned now on the calendar.
Well, no charges have been dropped, Ms. Ford. That was a waiver of arraignment. He's going to be returned to the division judge.
Okay.
And you'll get notice of his next court date.
Thank you so much, Young.
You're welcome, Ms. Ford. Have a good day. And I take it that this Rainey still can't hear us.
No, I'm chatting with her in the chat. Apparently she's the grandmother for Moesha Rainey, and I told her that her granddaughter was on a state expedited counter, a SEA counter on May the 6th, receive a bond for her charges, but she also being held for a felony charge. So I don't know if she's supposed to have been on the felony counter and got directed on this counter.
No, sorry, Ms. Lewis. I'm sorry, the felony was bumped down to a misdemeanor today, so she was
okay.
It's position 26. She was given a signature bond, so she'll be released soon.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, no problem.
Am I to assume that for the people we didn't call, they were all waiver of arraignments, not guilty?
I'm sorry, Mr. Rhodes. Was unaware you were going to be here today. I didn't send you my announcements. I'm going to forward them all to you so you have everything in a spreadsheet clear for you.
And we're about to go over the calendar, Mr. Rhodes, so we'll go slow so you can get everything down that you don't have, okay?
I appreciate that. Thank you guys for bearing with me today.
Not a problem. We appreciate you being here. Miss Ms. Champion, did you have something, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor. When Your Honor announced that King Walker or Walker King had not shown up, I double checked the phone number and I looked at the email address and I got hold of Bianca Thomas in our office. I called her and she said he's trying to log on to Zoom, but he doesn't have the correct number. So I said, well, call him and tell him the meeting ID number and the passcode, please. So he should be logging on any second.
Okay, well, we'll wait for that, and as we do, wait for him, we'll go over the calendar whenever Ms. Champion is ready.
Position number 1, 2, 3, and 4 will all be reset to the SAP 521 for a social worker visit. Position number 5 was a non-negotiated plea. Position number 6 and 7 is reset to the SAP 516. I'm sorry, position number 6 is reset to the SAP 516. And position number 7 and 8, which is Miss Rockwell case, is going to be reset to the SAP June 4th. Position number 9, reset further notice, jail jury. Position number 10, reset further notice, jail jury. Position number 11 was amended bond of a $1,500 pretrial bond, level 1, reset further notice. Position number 12 was a plea. Position number 13 will be reset to the SAP 516. Position number 14 was a plea. Position number 15 is a North Cross. Position number 16 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position number 17, reset further notice, jail jury. Position number 18 is reset SAP 516, conflict attorney needed. Position number 19 is reset SAP 521. Position number 20, reset SAP 521. Position number 21 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position 22, same announcement. 23, same announcement. And 24, same announcement, reset further notice, jail jury. Position number 25 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position number 26 is going to be reset further notice with an amended bond, total of a $6,000 pretrial bond, level 1. Position 27 is reset further.
I'm sorry, Ms. Champion, you said that was 26?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you repeat that one for me? I apologize.
It's a $6,000 pretrial bond total.
Okay.
Level 1, reset further notice.
Thank you.
Position 27 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position 28 is reset further notice, defendant was released. Position 29 and 30 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position 31 is reset SAP 521. Position 32 and 33, I have an announcement of transfer to the DA's office, but I do not have an order. Will an order be submitted today, or do we need to reset it to the next available SAP?
Yes, reset it to the next available SAP, and I'll let Ms. Falk know that you need those orders ASAP.
Okay, we'll be reset to the SAP on 521. That's position 32 and 33. Position 34 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position 35, reset further notice, jail jury. Position 36 is reset further notice, defendant was released. Position 37 is going to be reset to the SAP 516 for a social worker visit. Position number 38 is reset 516 for Ms. McLeod. Position number 39 was a plea. Position 40 was a plea. Position 41 is reset further notice, jail jury. Position 42 and 43 will be reset SAP 521. And position 42 and 43 reset SAP 521. Position 44 was a plea. And the DV calendar, position 1, bench 1 was set aside, position 2, bench 1 was set aside, and position 3, we're waiting for the report. Any questions?
Mr. King is logging on now for the DV counter.
Continue to speak with Mr. King?
Yes, Your Honor, if we did a quick breakout room, there's, no, inmate or any interference with, confidentiality.
Okay, Mr. King, are you on with us?
Nothing but public.
Mr. King, can you hear us?
Sorry, can hear us, but they don't connect to the auto when they do that on the phone. Apparently, they have to select auto. There you go. Hopefully it connects soon.
There he goes. Looks like he may be on the passenger side of a vehicle. I'm trying to figure out which shoulder the belt comes over.
Is this King Walker or King Malik?
Walker, it's apparently Walker Malik King.
Not King Malik Walker, okay.
Right. Middle name means the same thing as the last name. Leader.
He's connected to auto. He just got to unmute himself.
Okay, Mr. King, unmute, please. You're connected to audio. Thank you.
Okay, my bad. I was trying to figure out how to do it.
Mr. King, are you a passenger in a car or a driver?
I'm a passenger.
Very good. Is the car moving?
Yes.
It kind of makes us dizzy when we see a whole lot of movement in the background.
I was finna say I'm going to my grandma's house now. I'm finna stop in like 5 minutes.
Can y'all just sort of, can y'all pull over and park for a few minutes?
Okay, I'm finna stop at the gas station real quick.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and place Mr. King and courtroom 2 into a breakout room, please.
Mr. King, can you please look at your phone and accept to go into the breakout room?
How to do that?
Look underneath option more, should pop up that says breakout room. Go in, you should be able to.
You said press more?
Yeah, on
And
the
then-
phone, so you don't see all the features.
And
it should
then
say
what I do, press speeding settings?
No, you should got a prompt to go to a breakout room. There you go.
And I'll need it as well, Ms. Lewis.
Ooh. Ooh.
I think I gotta go over there too. Oh,
Huh? I can't hear you, Mr.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought the judge sent everybody. I'm out of it too, Miss Lewis. Forgive me. I thought the judge sent everybody to the breakout room.
No. This is the DB case.
I got you.
He got on late, so we're still waiting on him.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a long day. I'm still trying to get Miss Rainey to get off the line and let her know that she can contact the phone numbers in the chat. So I don't know if she can hear me or not, but her grandmother, but I did my best. I need to do so much.
Tell you what, you're doing great managing this.
Thank you.
Okay, is Mr. King back with us?
He's back with us, but he ain't turned on his stuff. I just prompt him to ask him to turn it on, but.
Your Honor, on the day he missed court, he went to 50 Garnett Street. They said they couldn't find him in their system. He got on the phone with our attorney, Bianca Thomas, who had signed his waiver back in January, his waiver of presence and arraignment back then. So he had Miss Thomas's phone number. He called her up and said, I thought I was supposed to be at court here. She said, you're in the wrong place. So it's Miss Thomas, apparently, I saw it was signed by express permission, which gave me a clue. When I looked on Odyssey, that gave me a clue that Miss Thomas herself filled out that reset form for him. So I quizzed him then and said, well, have you ever been to our courthouse? And he said, no. So now he knows that we are 3 blocks roughly north of 50 Garnett Street, and that we have our own separate courthouse, and that's where he missed court. He's got his email in there.
Okay, let's see if we can get him back on with us.
It looked like he just logged off. Let me see if we can get him back on.
I wonder if he punched the red leave button instead of the blue, because you have to punch the blue first and then the red to leave. I don't know.
Here he comes.
Hey, all right.
Okay, Mr. King, can you unmute yourself and activate your camera for me? Okay, there you go.
My bad. When they left the breakout room, my phone started moving slow. I had to close out the app and get back on.
Okay, you're back with us. Thank you, Mr. King. Mr. Rhodes, I take it that Mr. King missed the court date?
Yes, Your Honor. It appears that Mr. King missed a final plea on April 10th of 2024 before Judge Edline. It appears that the address that the clerk had on file was 3630 Columbia Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia 30034. And it also appears that prior to the April 10th final plea date, that he did in fact have a plea and arraignment before Judge Edline on 2/12/24. But as discussed already by Mr. McClain, that there was a waiver of arraignment, and it was asked that he not have to present at the February 12th, 2024 plea and arraignment. Prior to that, he was on our expedited accusation C calendar on January 10th, 2024. So it looks like the April 10th, 2024 court date would have been the first miss. However, he did have that plea and arraignment. He would have received notice on that it was before Judge Edline in state court. And then, of course, on the April 10th one, notice was sent out on that one. I believe notice was sent out on March 15th, 2024 for the April 10th date. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so he knows where he needs to go, and we've got his correct address, Mr. McClain.
Right. Well, Your Honor, let me ask. This looks like a 6 that Miss Bianca Thomas filled out for you, Mr. Mr. King. So is that a 3630 Columbia Parkway?
Yes, 3630 Columbia Parkway.
Is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Okay, so there's no unit number needed.
No,
I don't see a zip code.
30034, Decatur, Georgia.
Okay, so that should not be Atlanta, Georgia. It ought to be Decatur. Is 478 is that 3144 number correct?
Yes, that's my phone number.
I tried it a few minutes ago. I mean, like 30 minutes ago, and I got cannot be answered at this time. Try later. Please check your phone service. I've got your email address as Walker King 74. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Somebody ought to be able to get hold of you.
Okay, so I'm gonna reset your case. I'm gonna set it aside, Mr. King, on this one occasion. If you miss court again, it won't be set aside again, okay? So make sure that you get started early enough so you can find the right place to go and be there on time, okay?
Yes, sir. When the reset date?
You'll get notice. It'll be returned to the division judge. You'll get notice.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. King, you did end up getting your mail, correct?
Yeah, it came like the day after my court date. Like, that's why I didn't know what building to go to.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. King.
Thank you.
Okay. Does that complete the calendars for this morning?
It does.
Judge, if I may really quickly, Kenya Jackson has just joined us. She works second shift. She got off at midnight last night. She is the victim in Michael Jackson's case. That's positions 14 and 15. That is the case where I did want to sound for her because at this time, the plea offer included no contact. Ms. Jackson jumped on just to confirm with everyone that she does want contact if you are willing to hear her, Your Honor.
Okay. If you will have her activate her camera.
So yeah, can you-
I cannot activate my camera because I am not in the home by myself and they wish to not be recorded and I cannot step out because Wi-Fi is only allowed in the house. But yes, he
Okay,
wants to.
well, I see you there, Ms. Jackson, so your camera is activated. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
What would you like to tell the court?
Well, honestly, I didn't know he was arrested for our reason because I'm not even in the state right now. So I didn't understand how I was a victim. But yes, I would like to have some sort of contact with him because of, co-parenting. And he wants to be there, and I don't want to take that opportunity from him to be there for his son. So,
Okay. Are you afraid of him?
no, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
And has this happened before?
I'm confused on what happened.
He's accused of simple battery family violence, and apparently you are the alleged victim in that case.
Well, somebody else had to call because I don't know. Either way, we do have our issues. We do have our moments. We argue a lot, but people do that. So, if they call the police, I'm sorry, but that's my baby daddy. That's I have to be around him because he wants to be around his child.
Well, no, you don't have to be around him. I could make arrangements that he could see his children without seeing you. How many children do you have?
One and one on the way.
Okay, so you have, and are they both Mr. Key Michael Jackson's? Are they both his children?
Yes.
Okay, so my concern, Miss Jackson, is that if you say you all are arguing all the time, that's not good for your children. You're a grown person.
We don't argue all the time, but when you're in a relationship, you can be married and you can't tell me you don't argue with your wife.
Well, I think you might have a different experience than some people, but I'm going to have it be no further violent contact. Good luck to you, Miss Jackson.
Thank you. Finna go.
Okay.
Behind him already.
You all, anything further this morning?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate all the work. We will see you next time. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Appreciate you jumping in today.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Okay.
See y'all later.
Ms. Falk, go ahead to take